Good morning, everybody. This is 3333 Lightworker bringing you this coming week's tarot reading from April the 13th through the 19th, 2026. Now, this is a warning before I start the reading, but this week is the Aries new moon on the 17th. Okay, this brings a very powerful full moon and intensity, okay, to the week. 7 planets are aligning in the Aries sign. So if you're an Aries, prepare yourself. You might want to stay inside on the 17th, the day before and the day after, so so you're still alive by the end of the full moon passing on by. Okay, just as a warning. It's time for, intense emotions may come up. People may want to really argue, test the waters, see how much they can do to disrupt your life and things like that. And you need, as a person, as a human being, you need to be calm and know that it's the full moon affecting everybody. Okay, so don't take things too personally. Okay, now this week is I'm using the Leonardo da Vinci tarot card. I think, I haven't used them for a while, so I might be a little rusty, but I don't think so because it's pretty self explanatory. Let's get started, shall we? Now, the first card we have is the Strength. Look at that. Now, of course, we all know what the strength is. We have to trust our intuition. We have to be quiet in our responses to other people. We know where our true power lies, okay, and that is in self-control. Okay, it's a quiet strength. So patience and compassion, especially towards yourself, will go a long ways this week. Okay, and also here, temper your lustful and animalistic instincts, because we're, Aries with 7 planets in their sign. They might be coming on a little strong, or they might be strutting their stuff a little, here and there. Just know that it's the Aries time, and they're just finally being able to let go of things that have been bogging them down, and they feel like playing. I tell you, they'll feel like playing. So just, the tension from others may, be jealous and envy. So this week you just need to ignore them. Just get on with your daily duties or whatever. Just get on with yourself. It'll pass. After this week, everything will calm down again. Okay. So this card assures us that you have what it takes. So no need to argue or lower your self-esteem for anybody this week. Now our next card is, let me bring it up here so you can see it, the Knight of Wands. Charisma. Now you might have or meet somebody or have met somebody younger than you who has a lot of charisma, easygoing, but they're hiding something behind the facade. So you need to, as a mature person, you need to, temper your excitement maybe, or temper your temper. Because, this guy wants to put on a show for you. They're interested, but you as a mature person is going to, you're going to have to just, say, well, I'll think about it. If he wants to ask you out, just say, well, let me think on it. Give me your number, your email, whatever, and I'll get back to you, okay? Because in the meantime, while he's wanting that, you are, pursuing a new career. You're pursuing new creative ideas, a new idea for maybe a movie, or maybe you're, studying, you're an actress or an actor studying a role, and you need to concentrate on your career right now. But when the movie's over, you will have time. So it's that kind of thing that you need to temper this week. It's also, don't rush blindly into things without doing your research. Maybe credit cards, if you hadn't noticed, I have. Every credit card in the world is wanting my business. And I'm like, no, I think, my few cards that I have, that's enough for me. And they're offering me all these good incentives and everything. And I'm like, boy, I am tempted. But, I already have good cards. They love me, I love them. And I'm like, nah. Sometimes, especially during around a full moon, there's a lot of deceit, and those card companies just want your money and all that, and then they want to charge you high interest. Never get a card with a high interest. It never will serve you well, and it takes years to get out of it, so I'm told. Okay, so do your research before you sign on the dotted line, and make sure it's in your best interest, not somebody else's best interest. The next card right here, if I can get it without the window blinding us, is the Queen of Swords. I love this card. She's so stoic, isn't she? She knows her stuff. She won't let anybody sway her otherwise. It's wisdom and clarity. You're cutting through the confusion, just like I told you in the first couple of cards. Cut through the truth, and be sure to set your boundaries when having honest communications with people this week. It's going to be a tense one, so like I said, I gave you the warning. So do not rush into things without speaking to people, and then ask for their opinion, and then decide on your own what you're going to do. And, the less emotion that you get involved in, with other people, the better off you can make wise decisions. Okay. The next card we have here, reach over. I don't want you to disturb the cards here for you, is the Nine of Cups. Now, another young man or young woman might be coming into your sphere, your atmosphere. They're bringing with them lots of emotions. They want to romance you, wine and dine you, and they're creative too. So they're going to think of creative ways in which to impress you. And that's not a bad thing. That's a wonderful thing. Someone also may come forward with an offer, maybe a message or a gesture. Maybe they're going to give you a gift card or flowers, and or say, I want to take you to this restaurant. Are you up for it? And it might be fun. So you just need to trust your intuition on this. A lot of young people are really cocky these days, and they think that they have what it takes. But if you're mature and you've been there, done that, you know what you're looking for, and you want something more stable and grounded, And so, although you might be tempted to say, thanks, Sonny, or thanks, sweetie, but I'm busy right now, with my career, whatever it takes, but let them down gently, They're trying their best to impress you, and they must really like you that much to do it. And there's no harm on staying friends or just seeing what they're like or what they are away from, the world, and you're just having say maybe you're having a ice cream date or something like that, or maybe you're going to have lunch together, So you can do that. Those things are enjoyable, right? Our next card here is the Ten of Cups. I just love the artwork on these. Isn't the artwork just fantastic? And the Da Vinci style, I love that. So, don't idolize people or situations this week. And don't wear your heart on your sleeve, okay? Wishful thinking is just that, wishful thinking. So you need to stay grounded and detached when things are trying to, change your life, or when people are trying to pressure you into something that is not good for you, but you must stand your ground, okay? Reality is needed at this time. So, and after, I'd say the 17th, things will speed up a lot faster, and then you'll be able to make a wise decision that is best for you, okay? Now, next card right here is, yep, I was right, the World. Now, the world, as we all know, is all-encompassing, okay? It's the completion or achievement of something that you worked on for the last 30 days or 40 days, This could be the end of a project, or, maybe you had to work on a certain project at work, and you and a couple other people did it as a group, and together you all can relax, go out to lunch because you finished it and the boss loved it. It could be a relationship transformation. Maybe you're going from friends to dating, seriously dating, so the world is right now is trying to change everybody's lives, and hopefully it's positive and not negative. Okay, so you're ascending. You're stepping into a new level of success. So pat yourself on the back, acknowledge how far you've come, because this is no small achievement. You have changed your outward appearance as well as the inside of you. And the angels and spirits are so happy for you. I just got chills up and down my legs. So thank you, angels, for that acknowledgement. Our next card here is the King of Cups. Doesn't he look stoic? I like that beard on him. Now, the King of Cups is emotional mastery and stability within you, okay? So if you're dealing with relationships that are, somebody is just craving to put you down a notch or two, and they just want to, ruin your career, or, what people think of you, just ignore them. They will be the ones that will be put down a notch or two, not you, because you're mature. You know who you are. You know what you're capable of and what you're not. And you're so calm and cool and collective. Nothing will bother you. And if it does, just go be by yourself until you can talk yourself out of, being upset and realizing it's just part of life. You will get over it, just like you have many, many, many moons. Every time that something goes wrong, you'll get over it and get past it. It's just a couple of days, a couple of, minor issues that maybe you forgot about, or there's a credit card that you forgot to pay and you're like, oh, shit. You've got to, hurry up and pay that right away. People, places, and business, they understand life happens and you forget sometimes because you're doing other things, but don't worry about it. The King of Cups will bring balance, and make you back into your normal self in a few days. Okay, and our last card here, it looks kind of scary, doesn't it? But what this is the Eight of Wands. Look at that bow and arrow there. That guy is just like, he's ready to aim for what he needs. Now, the Eight of Wands, as we all know, is a fast communication. It's rapid movement, okay? Quick decisions that need to be made. Earlier this week, you may have been uncertain with a few things that happening, or people you had to deal with, or like I said, projects that you had to finish up, and you're like wondering if it's ever going to end, and you finally do. New opportunities now are coming quickly. And you need to be ready to respond, because everything from this point on starts to move forward again. So if you're thinking of starting a new project, make sure that the other one is finished and completed before you start something new. Make sure you have funds in the bank, to help you start this new project. Or if somebody is hiring you for doing a project that will take maybe 3 months and it's a contract thing, make sure that you read all of the language, and make sure it's not just, making them, the person hiring, benefit, but it also benefits you too, because you're the one that's doing all the work. They're just hiring you, okay? So until next time, and hopefully let me hug the camera again to let you know that I'm still here. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe and like, okay? And if you need a personal reading, you know where to look. It's all in the description box below. So until next time, this is 3333 Lightworker.